quorum, so I will call to order the November 6th meeting of the Aransas County Navigation District. As always, we begin with the honoring, the Pledge of Allegiance and the honoring of the Texas flag. Let us stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. We do have a copy of the updated meeting, of which I was not here. The Monday meeting of October the 16th. I think that's the first meeting I've missed this year. Does anybody have any amendments or anything to add to it or subtract to it? If not, I'll...
I had a few, but I sent them into Janine.
Then they've been done.
I'm sure they have.
So, I will entertain a motion to accept.
Motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to
October
accept the
16th.
minutes as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The second item of business is the accounts payable. Pete.
Yes, in your package, you have an itemized list of the payables with a total of $253,559.79.
Either I'm gonna get new glasses or get more light in.
I know. We could do a little narrower margins, I think, would help enlarge that. The only thing of note that stuck out to me was the Regional Pool Alliance payment. That's for our insurance.
Yes.
So,
Now, see, we paid the county $21,740 for our road repair. That's good. They do a fine job. I don't have any questions. Does anybody else? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the accounts payable as presented for November 6, 2023.
I'll second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 3. Okay. Consider possible action on a request made by the city of Rockport to host the 2023 Tropical Christmas Festival. This request will include approval for an illuminated night parade and fireworks display, with the dates being on November 29th this year through December 4th this year. Keith.
Yes, Brittany, she came on into our meeting. So Brittany, would you like to talk a little bit about the tropical parade and Christmas?
Oh, and you have to go to the podium now since we're
Yes, we're live.
you're on television. No pressure.
You can put the mic down.
Hi.
Is that
You could pull it
There you
down.
go.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay, this is going to be our 19th annual Tropical Christmas. The same setup as before. The dates are just for setup. Everything will happen on the 2nd, and then of course we do the beach sweep after the parade, and then the tent tear down on the 4th. So all of our activities will be on the festival grounds on the 2nd.
Okay.
Any questions for Brittany?
I don't have one question. On the letter of request, it says November 30th, but on our agenda, it says the 29th.
The 29th is actually when they're going to deliver and set up the tent on the festival grounds, and then the 30th is when we'll be setting up.
Okay. I mean, it's just minor thing.
Yeah, setup, I mean, with these tent companies, setup is always a little
Sure,
challenge
sure.
trying to get them scheduled. So we try to give as much latitude as we
So
can to make sure that
which date do we
happens.
want to use?
29?
Yeah, the 29th.
29th, okay.
Got fireworks this year?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Who's putting them on?
Charlie Ochoa, Western
Western?
Enterprise.
Well, it's always a great event, a lot of fun, brings a few people to town at a slow time. I make a motion we approve the request.
Second, go ahead.
Motion made and seconded. No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We look
Great.
forward to it.
Good event.
We'll turn this off.
You can, yeah, you can.
Item number 4, deliberate and possible action, approval of project 2454-4064 Rockport Harbor Entrance Seawall Construction Agreement with Derrick Construction. Keith.
Yes, this project was already obligated by FEMA. It's one of our last projects to get going. It's going to start right at the end of the cabanas, just here south of our office, and go all the way in and tie in with our Big Breakwater project. We tried to get the Big Breakwater project finished before we have the mix of two contractors trying to access the same areas. I think everybody's pretty aware of this project, but this is just a formality so we can show FEMA and TDM that we went through the process, and y'all raised your hand and said aye to get this thing started.
I would certainly think that this is a great thing. It provides more protection for the citizens of Aransas County, businesses, homes, etc. So I'll entertain a motion.
I do have a question. What is the approximate cost?
I think I'll have to look through the contract. I think it's about 700,000.
Okay, not nearly as big as the other.
No, not like the other one.
Gotcha.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the project, Rockport Harbor Entrance Seawall Construction with Derrick Construction.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Very good.
Good
We
to
look
see
forward
them.
to getting these completed. Those FEMA projects have been long coming, but. Item number 5, consider possible action approving a request from City of Rockport in association with various veterans organizations to utilize Veterans Park on November the 11th for the annual Veterans Day service. Well, of course, this is always a
Yes.
wonderful thing. We
Coming
look
up on
forward to it, but we must approve, so I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, outstanding, thank you all much.
There was a rush on that, right?
Well, yeah,
That's a no-brainer.
That's
That
this
is
weekend.
always- Yeah, that's always something that we look forward to. Item number 6, deliberate and possible action approving a request from Mr. and Mrs. James for a new beach concession contract to commence on spring 2024 for a hot dog concession trailer, which will be located on Rockport Beach, and they're here. Would you like to speak for a few minutes?
Yeah, please. I don't know if I need this on.
Yeah.
we do.
No,
Turn it
that's
on,
fine.
please.
You got a good one.
For you anyway.
Good morning, gentlemen and ladies. I am Otis James,
And I'm Robbie James.
and we are OD Dogs and More. And we are here to present our business plan, which I suppose you all have in front of you, for our hot dog concession trailer on the beach, and it's starting the spring of next year. We've been to the Rockport Beach on multiple occasions. I grew up in Corpus Christi. My grandfather worked for the Navigational District way back in the day. I remember coming over here and going to the beach every summer. My other grandfather was a shrimper here in the Gulf Coast, and my uncles and my daddy was too. So this is my life. I bleed salt water. We've decided to retire and make Rockport our home. We've been here multiple times throughout the years. The James family has family reunions on the beach every other year in the pavilions, and we have always realized there's no food options on the beach. So we decided to come here and retire and start our business here. We would like your acceptance to begin our adventure here on our beach.
I noticed you have a really nice stand.
It looks nice.
Yes, it's going to be brand new when I get the acceptance, and I'm sure I will, I hope. I'm calling to have it built. It will be brand new, fully equipped. We are only going to start very small with hot dogs and a very small menu. We don't want to go real large. We don't want to go with a lot of items. We don't want people waiting in line. We want a quick menu to get in and out.
I'm only gonna disagree with you on one thing.
What's that?
Richard will back me up. You do want people waiting in line.
Well,
You don't want them to wait long.
we don't want them waiting so long that they turn around and leave, and I lose the business.
Well, nice proposal, and I'm certainly one that is for more concessions on the beach and more hot dogs at Rockport. So I make a motion to approve.
This will be seasonal only from spring break through Labor Day, just
That's
that
how
this
most of our
season.
many of our
That
vendors
sounds
are.
really good. I'll second Tommy's motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we welcome you.
Thank you very, very much.
Looking forward to it.
Best of luck.
And of course, he'll be working with Keith for the setup and everything.
Same rate.
Good work.
Thank you so much.
And we have a standard rate, and you know what the rate is? Yeah, you got it all done, okay. Very good. Item number 7. Deliberate and possible action to approve change order 002 requested by G&W Engineering for project 48546-4064 Rockport Harbor Breakwater Repair. This change order is related to RFI 006 and regards the new concrete and road edge being tied together. Keith, explain that to us.
Yes, where the main breakwater that goes out and protects the harbor, where it ties in to the roadway that goes past the yacht club. Once we dug into that and found how we need to tie the two together, that was one of the points where we had a lot of the transition or rollout of the breakwater. So they're proposing some more concrete work and rebar work to basically help facilitate the tie-in of those two basically structures. And so this change order consists of about $37,940 extra dollars on our project.
Will FEMA cover that?
Yes.
Okay, good,
Outstanding.
great.
Very good. Well, that sounds good.
That was the
Any other
fastest
questions?
yes I've ever heard from him.
Any other questions?
No, in that
No.
case, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'll entertain one.
I move that we approve the change order from G&W Engineers.
I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Item number 8, consider and possible action on the renewal. Actually, the contract for Mr. Richard Ehrlich has been already approved. It is our standard rate contract, but it does not include setting up during certain months when it's ice, when it's cold here on the festival grounds, as he's done for many years. So he wants to talk to us about his desire to continue his ability to set up on the festival grounds on those certain months. Pete, go ahead. Rick.
Well, I've been in business at the beach for 19 years. And I've been parking at the festival grounds from October to February for the last 10 years. 10 years ago, I put my electricity in. I paid for it. It was over $1,000, but I paid for it. The bill goes straight to my house. And I probably, in 10 years, I've used probably 40% of that $1,000 for my electricity. So I know y'all lowered my fee on this contract, which I'm very happy for, because it was more than double what everybody else was doing. But I live right across the street. I work every day of the year. People know me in this community. They know me out of town. And I would like to just continue. They know from March till the end of September, if they're driving down 35, they know to look over at the beach and they'll see my trailer there every day, unless there's a hurricane or something. But October through February, they drive around. They're conditioned now to look over at the stage over there and see my blue trailer set up. So I would like to just continue. I put in over 19 years now. I think I've earned my stripes to be allowed to have that privilege to continue doing what I've done the last 10 yeast.
I have a question, Richard. You've been paying extra for that privilege. What was that, $100 a month?
I've been paying
More than that.
$100 extra a month for for those months for 10 years now.
And are you willing to continue to do that?
I live my life personally and business-wise structured. I want to continue doing the same thing that I've done all these years. That's all I'm asking for you to do.
His past rent has been significantly higher than the new standard, and I think you and I had a discussion a while back, and you thought that was worth it to be able to do that, and you absolutely have been a fixture on that beach when others have come and gone, so congratulations and thanks.
I appreciate it.
Of course, to us, or to me, the concessions are to attract business to the beach, but we have gone down the line, and I think I could support it if you were willing to go back to your original rent rate. And I don't know how the other commissioners feel about that. Go ahead.
If y'all don't mind. Richard has been a staple there. One of the issues that myself and my staff have is all the other vendors that we approve are not allowed the same ability. A lot of them complain the reason why they can't make it is because they don't get the same treatment. And I have no explanation on why they can't go to the festival grounds during the off months while we have one vendor that does. We just approved another vendor. The first question they asked when they came in and was putting in their paperwork is how do they get on the festival grounds?
Sure.
The other one that we approved that's going to be new this spring, the iced tea, the juice box, their first question is, how do I get on the festival grounds? Are we gonna turn the festival grounds into a food truck court? Or are we just gonna give exclusive to one vendor to continue to operate there? That was my only question, because I don't have an answer for these people to say why one can and the others can't.
Well, I have an answer. We've had vendors come and go. Richard has come and he hasn't gone. He has, 19 years, did you say? 19 years.
Yes, sir.
He's been on the beach. You and I both know that during those months, he's requested there's no one on the beach. Now, he has, for the last 10 years, been allowed to be on the festival grounds. And that has sustained him so that he has been able to continue to service the park, the beach park, during the rest of the year. I don't see why the district doesn't have the ability to decide who comes and who goes and who can set up on the festival grounds and who cannot.
Say that again?
We do.
Well, we do have that
have the authority.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe somebody else can come to us and say, well, we'd like to set up on the festival grounds too. We will make that decision when they come and ask. And
Well-
that decision would be based partly upon things which I believe Richard has proven to us that he can do, and that is, he's there all the time.
So what is he paying, $100 a month to be on the list?
Yeah, during those off-season.
On top of what was your base rate?
Yeah.
Five something a month, right?
Yeah, so the winter I was paying, the last 2 years
Right.
for the winter months, I was paying $655.
Absolutely.
That's
So-
with the festival grounds included.
It was
in
$555 plus the festival grounds.
And I think your explanation puts ambiguity back into Keith's lap. My answer is, if he wants to do that, he's been there 19 years. He's been their partner when you're here 19 years, well, think about it. The other thing is, and you all have heard, I really don't like that being there, but it's worked out. It doesn't bother me near as much. It's all about looks and aesthetics, and you've been able to rock it. And I think if we go on at that same rate, it's an extra $100 when he's on the thing over the 500 something. Then you know, I can back that up. And once again, we've talked about it many times. There's ways to set up a food truck vendor where it wouldn't be so ugly on the festival grounds, and we just don't seem to want to do it, and I'm fine with that too. So
Make a motion.
I would.
So wait, are we going to open this up to other, the question then is, we're going to allow him?
No,
No,
I-
this is
I
a
just-
one-off.
we're gonna do it on case-by-case basis.
I don't, you know,
Thank you, Richard. Before you blow it.
So, my only question
I love a
is,
small town.
my only question is, during the months in which he is allowed to be on the festival grounds, what is he gonna be paying total?
And are you willing to pay what you've been paying?
Yeah, you see.
And
You have exclusivity we've given you because of your tenure there, and you have exclusivity on the festival grounds. And we, like I said, we talked about it a year or so ago. And I think it's, you know, it's good that we've gone to a flat rate, but when you go to a flat rate, we need to play the flat rate rules. And you're different.
I think we ought to set a fee for him. He pays $250 a month, as everybody else is gonna pay, every vendor, same rate. We ought to set a flat, can't talk anymore, a flat fee for him to use the festival grounds. Whether it's an extra $100 a month, whether it's an extra $200 a month, we set the fee, and then Richard can decide if he thinks that setting up on the festival grounds is worth the extra money. I would suggest, or say, $200 a month for those months which he wants to be on the festival grounds. That was October through what?
October, November, December, January, February.
For those months, then instead of being $250, his total bill to allow him to be on the festival grounds would be $450.
And why are we going under market?
Well, I'm not really sure how we determine what the market would be.
He's
if
been
we're setting
paying this,
up on
what have you had the
festival
last
grounds.
contract for 6 years, for this last one was 2 years, 3 years?
They've
5 years?
always been 2-year deals, but I'd always have to come in here every 2
And bid.
years to ask to stay at the festival grounds.
Right. Which,
Now, my contracts, when y'all took the beach over in 2012, it was 300.
yeah, that's neither here nor there, and you've had to bid it, and that's how you got your exclusive. I can't go for Malcolm's proposal, is where I am on that.
So you're saying instead of the 525, go down to 425 with including that,
$450.
450?
That's an extra $200 for those months which he's on the festival grounds. It seems to me he has been paying $100. Well, now we're doubling that. So is it worth him to pay the extra money to be on the festival grounds for those months?
And part of that was the exclusivity.
I've got to deal with weather too.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
But the
Anybody who's a vendor
exclusivity,
is-
the exclusivity has been the issue.
But he lost that.
You understand?
He loses it if he takes the other deal.
So he's paying 525.
Right.
When we
And
took,
an extra 100.
when we gave the $250 rate, that took the exclusivity that he had.
That's for the beach.
Yes.
Snow cones on the beach.
So,
Yeah.
make it a motion.
I got no motion.
I have a.
Are you willing to do that? I'll make the motion if you're willing to do that. Continue on just like you are.
You want it lowered down? Did you say, Malcolm?
$450, for those months.
I'll make a motion, go ahead.
my
Go with Malcolm's recommendation to have it at 450.
For the months when he's on
For
the
the
festival
off-season
grounds.
months.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
But only for him, right, not other vendors?
That's right.
He's paying a higher price to be
Each vendor
exclusive.
will have to come and get approval, and we may decide to approve or not to
Yeah.
approve. But he put the electricity out there. He's been there for
Yeah,
19 years. That has
he's
to mean
put his
something.
stakes out there in the,
We have a motion
Festival
and a
ground.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Richard.
Congratulations, one more on the beach.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
If you like that.
thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, woo, got that out of the way. Number 8,
Nine.
no, number, hot dogs. Okay, we did
Harbor
that.
Master
Number
report.
8, yeah. Last, okay, Harbor Master report, Mr. Keith.
As you can tell by seeing some change orders and the new contract coming, we have, FEMA projects are still continuing. You know, in our last meeting, you had some, Janine put together a nice little presentation with pictures showing, how those things are progressing. We're coming into the fall with our fall events. Veterans Day, the Christmas on the beach and all those different things, so we're starting to prepare. We've already scheduled for the Christmas tree to be put up a little bit before Thanksgiving, you know, weather permitting. Also, Janine and I attended a Texas Department of Emergency Management training session for the last 3 days of last week. Everything you ever wanted to know about procurement, was afraid to ask, was included in that 3-day seminar. What that did is it kind of backed up our processes of what we did during Harvey. What we did in Harvey is we learned by fire. I wish we would have had a lot of this training before that event because we'd have been much more prepared. But what it also did is it backed up what we're doing and how we're doing it. Procurement is the key. Documentation is the key, because we have to tell a story that happened now already 6 years ago. So if you don't have it very well documented, it's hard to prove our points on how we did and why we did certain things. But I want to thank Janine for sitting through that. My hair got thinner through the process because it is pretty intense. There were several from the county, several from the city. There was all the entities represented in that meeting. It was nice to hear our commonality in that meeting on what all of us are doing as far as disaster preparation and recovery. But I can say I'm glad that training's over and hope we don't have to enact what we've learned in that meeting for a long time. But I think going through it, we're much more prepared. They were given these type of training sessions in Austin. But of course, that would have been 3 days of travel, 3 days of meals, 3 days of hotels and all that. I don't think Tatum was getting the response that they wanted on those trainings, wishing everybody would go to Austin. So lo and behold, they brought the training to us.
Good.
So we kind of ran out of excuses on why we weren't going to these trainings. So thank them for doing that. And that's kind of where I'll close my report for today. Thanks.
Okay, number 10. All I have is, we had a really nice event Friday. It was Arbor Day, and we planted some trees. Each entity planted a tree. The attendance was very good. I think we need to congratulate Shelley Speckler for really organizing and putting this event on, and for all of those who helped her. The trees over there are extremely beautiful, and like I said, the attendance was really good. Only thing is everyone there wants to preserve these heritage oaks, and I think it's the exact right thing to do. We have to be careful though, and we have to realize that there's a lot of pressure here in Aransas County to cut down oak trees and other types of trees. So we need to make sure that as we're preserving oak trees, we're not losing oak trees that, and I understand development requires certain things. I realize that. But we all need to strive to make the impact on our oaks and our trees as little as possible when development takes place. We can't stop the development, but I think we can be careful to make sure that the design takes the trees into consideration. But I want to thank Shelley and all those others that attended. The city of Rockport, certainly their people were there. Fulton was there. The county was there. It was good. It showed that we can have a common interest, and we do, and that's the preservation of the trees of Aransas County. That's all I have. Any other commissioner have something?
Did we miss your item?
I needed to ask Keith about the bathroom. Since you put all that stuff on there, do we have any more problems with it? Or is it completed, that project?
Yeah, it's completed. Right now, no, but we're not really in our
I was gonna say
fast and furious summer season. Our attendance to a lot of our properties have dropped since school started. I guess the time will tell, Martin. We did all we could do to make them as bulletproof as we can make them. I hope our next summer season proves that our changes was worthwhile.
Okay.
Let's not use the term bullet, but anyway. Very good.
I have one, and thank Keith and his staff. The Rockport Songwriters Festival, the second annual, was this weekend at Charlotte Plummer's tent. These artists, as I told Keith a little while ago, I'm pretty much finished with acoustic music for a little while, but they did a great job and played the music of Guy Clark and a lot of other great songwriters, and it was a good event. They had asked us because the music is so quiet. Last year we had problems with traffic and making noise and everything going on around, and Keith and his staff were able to close off behind the tent, and it was an outstanding affair. It sold out. Be sure, if you like that kind of music, to get tickets next year. It'll be on the same weekend, which is Guy Clark's birthday. So thanks to the ACND, and thanks to Craig Griffin and John Macy for putting on another event here in Rockport, Texas on a slow weekend.
Oh, Malcolm, I forgot to mention one other thing. There was a big cleanup along the intercoastal waterway and along the highway from Cove Harbor headed south.
Really?
We filled up about 3/4 of a big dumpster of just trash and debris. All the volunteers, that's hard work, guys. If you're ever out there and you're wading around in the mud up to your knees and it's mosquito-y, it's uncomfortable, but they did it. And also we had our annual clean up the bird islands, getting ready for nesting season for next year, that took place. All the volunteers, I can't say enough about the volunteer spirit of the citizens of Aransas County, and just how much they care about our community and our environment. And that's where they put the elbow grease and the muscle to it. So I have to say thank you to all of them.
Who sponsored that?
Charlie, you put me on the spot on
Keep
that.
Aransas
Yeah,
Beautiful,
keep Aransas County Beautiful was one of the mainstays on that, but there was several
And I
others
saw them out there, and I
that
too want
were-
to thank them. They were out there, I mean, they had bags all over the place. Unfortunately, some people are not very aware about where they put their garbage, but these folks picked them up, and they were out there for hours. It was
Yeah,
really
I did
nice.
want to not mention that
that's
effort,
good.
because that was a
That's
great
good.
event.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay, well, at this time, press questions.
Just a quick question, I'm sorry, I didn't pick up the exact, what is Richard's current
$250 a month.
250 on the beach?
You're
Yeah.
talking about what he's been paying?
Right.
His current.
It was 550 plus 100.
$555 on the beach, and then during the winter.
You pay 655?
But his current that's not his current
$655
contract.
on the weekend, on the days that he was on festival
Okay.
grounds, the months. that he was on
Right.
the festival.
So,
555, 655, and now it's 555.
No, it's
No, no, no.
$250 a month,
250.
and to be on the festival grounds is an additional $200, so it will be $450 during those months.
we dropped it because he lost.
Hey, Mike, I'll get with you and we'll
Yeah.
get those.
I think the issue is that he lost his exclusivity when he went with the lower rate
Yes.
for the beach.
Okay. Any other questions, Mike?
No, sir.
Okey-doke. Well, once again, I thank everyone for being here, but at this time, the commission will recess this open meeting, conduct a closed meeting pursuant to Texas Open Meetings Act to conduct a private consultation with its attorney under section 551-071 of the Act to deliberate regarding real property under section 551-072 of the Act, or to deliberate regarding personnel matters which are covered in 551-074. Following the closed meeting, the commission will reconvene into an open meeting, and we do have one item that is going to be decided, spoke about after the closed session. If you'd like to come back and hear what we've decided, if we've decided, get with Mr. Keith or Janine, or you can wait out there, but sometimes the meetings are a little long, but it's up to you. Thank you for being here. I have
9:33.
9:33, the open meeting is closed, and in 5 minutes, we item on consideration. It is consider and possible action changing the frequency of the ACND Commissioner meetings from the current schedule of twice per month, the first and the third, to a one meeting per month, which would take place on the first or third?
Third weekend, third Monday, I'm sorry.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to, go to one meeting per month. And if we have to have a, special meeting
Supplemented by special meetings.
in the month.
And that meeting would take place on the
Third Monday,
third Monday of the
reg-
month.
regular meetings on the third Monday.
Okay.
And any special meetings we'll be prepared to do on the first.
Any further discussion?
I'm going to vote for this. Number one, it is a cost savings and time savings for not only staff, but for us. We get a lot of information that we can work with. The fact that we can have a special meeting, which we tend to do when it's necessary, will help us along with that as well. But the staff time and the fact that we're streaming our meetings also helps with that. So with that, I'll
Second the motion.
got a second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Just for the record, any opposed?
I am opposed.
One opposed.
One opposed.
Motion carries.
Commissioner
Thank you.
Blasick.
I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We